brand new. And when I say brand new, I mean I wrote it Tuesday. So, so I literally have like 0 of it memorized, so I'm going to be reading it off my phone. But I just feel definitely like led to share this poem, even though I don't have it memorized yet. Because I was just sitting in my room, and I haven't, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't written a new piece in a long time. And when I say a long time, I mean like 2 years since I've written a new piece with the intent to share it live. And I was just praying to God, just let me write something super just honest. I just want to be super honest about who I am and where I've been and what I've gone through. And this piece is all about doubt. And just doubting God and having a lack of faith in Him. And I think that's a major issue for people my age, in their 20s and even people in high school. We just have this massive doubt of whether God's even real, whether the Bible is actually God's Word. And it's just plaguing this generation, and it's not our fault. It's not like we don't have the capacity to believe, but there's just so many things telling us not to. All these things out there, just all these scientists and all these facts want to disprove God. And frankly, I'll be honest, like sometimes it's hard not to believe the things that they're saying because they're so much smarter than you and they can just talk over you. You don't really understand what they're saying, but you're like, he's got a doctorate, so he must know more than me. And so we just begin to doubt. And I think this is beginning to cripple the church. People in their 20s and in high school and college are leaving the church never to return. Because we just have so much doubt to work through. And this is the way that I've felt, so I know there's got to be many more like this. God, if I'm going to doubt you, then I'm just not going to believe it all. Like I'm going to have this massive doubt that I don't even know if you're real, I don't even know if you're there. Then I'm better off just not believing it all. And I've seen pastors preach that from the pulpit, and it infuriates me. They say, if you're not going to believe everything, then believe nothing. And I think that's a lie, straight from the devil. You believe what you can believe. And you come to God and bring what you can't believe before Him and say, God, I don't even know if this is kind of hard to believe. That you flooded the whole earth. I don't know if I can believe that, but I want to have a relationship with you, so just help me work through this. Just have that faith of a mustard seed. If you can't believe that whatever it is, if you have trouble believing this one thing about the Bible, just believe that God is there, and He loves you, and He wants to have a relationship with you, and work the rest of it out later. So that's my message that I want to bring to you guys, because I think it's so needed for this generation. Just believe what you can believe, and God is going to take care of the rest. Just bring it before Him. God, I'll be honest, that's one that was hard for me to believe. God, how you flooded the whole earth? And one guy built an ark big enough to hold all these animals? That's freaking ridiculous. What? I'm tripping. That's ridiculous, God. I don't even know if I can believe that. It sounds like a fairy tale. It sounds fake. I don't know if I can believe that, God. But I want to have a relationship with you, and I want to believe in you, and I believe that Jesus Christ died for me. So I'm going to believe that, and let's just work through the rest of this later. Let's work through the rest of this. Let's have a relationship. So that's kind of my message, guys, and I just want you to hear that tonight. If you're lacking in faith, that's okay. Don't let that cripple you. Don't let that keep you from doing what God's called you to do. So I don't really have a title for this piece, but I think maybe I'll just call it Mustard Seed or something like that. But I really hope you guys like it. Again, this is my last piece. It's been super great to share with you guys. All these bands have been super awesome. I've been super blessed to just hang out and make friends, and I can't wait for the next Citizens of Heaven show. One last little thing I just thought I'd share with you guys. It's just really interesting that I was thinking about. My very, very, very first performance ever as a poet was in Shawnee Alliance Youth Group for their youth group. So I just thought that was really interesting. So it's just really awesome to be back here and get to share with you guys. And if there's any other pastors or youth leaders in the room, I would love to come to your church and share and speak to your youth if you would allow me. But again, this last piece, we'll just call it Mustard Seed. This place is a little too cold to be called home. But I've got a fire in my chest that's keeping me warm, but I'm running out of coal. Always running out of the things that I try to use to keep me full, always half a whole and never more. I'm always hurting for the next feeling or feeling, or the next goosebumps on my arm, or hair raise on the back of my neck. And I'm going to give this heck. Because what if all I need to do is just push a little harder, or pray a little longer, or speak in tongues a little louder, like maybe you're hard of hearing or something. I said, speak in tongues a little louder, like maybe you're hard of hearing. Forget it. I know it's not true. But I'm just stuck here wishing that I could be with you. Wishing that I had more faith to even believe in you. But this winter's getting colder, and my fire's not getting warmer, and my coal pile certainly isn't getting any bigger. So maybe I need to take all this faith that I once had, you know, the faith that was glowing red and growing faster with every word that you said. Yeah, maybe it's time I need to just burn that instead. And you've been taking your sweet time preparing that place for me. And up until now, I've been waiting ever so patiently. And maybe it's time I need to just start doing things for me. But you said you had faith in me, and that I could be the one to win my city. Yeah, I remember you spoke that to me with clarity and such sincerity. How could you say those things about me? When here I am, nothing more than a broken and shallow man who's telling you now that I am letting go of your hand. Yeah, it's a lot easier after all to just sleep in on Sundays. And it's a lot easier to not try and explain your ways when a child dies or when my friend gives up his life. And it's a lot harder to fit creation into a world that's billions of years old. And just when was it Adam and Eve? Because they're all telling me that it was evolution. And have you ever even heard of carbon dating? Yeah, it was all just blind chance when you would show up and use another person to speak to me. They were probably just reading the writing on the walls. Yeah, it's pretty easy to spot defeat. And to think that I actually believe that just speaking your name had the power to save me. Heck, I believe that just speaking your name had the power to bring dead men to life. Oh, wouldn't that be nice if that's all I had to do? Is say your name and it could change my life. What a thing to believe. And now my coal pile is pretty low. And it's starting to snow. So I guess I'll do away with all this faith that no longer glows. But I guess I do owe you the decency of one last chance to prove yourself to me. So with everything in me, every last drop of faith in my body, I'm calling out to you. I'm praying it's sowing season, because I guess you could call this a mustard seed. I'm calling out. Jesus. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being so attentive. Just listening to the things that I have to say, just listening to me pour my heart out. I appreciate it so, so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having, all the people that have put on this event, for having me out. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you to our sponsors.